Welcome to the Way to Go podcast. Bill McMinn along with Adam Page, talking life. I want to talk about one thing before I want to talk some about Ecclesiastes too. But one of the things I'm going to talk about on Sunday a little bit too is one of the phrases that I see a lot is you got to love yourself. I see this seriously constantly. It's like, oh, I've got to love, self-care, love yourself. What do you think about that?
I think it's good, but I mean, I'm kind of on the fence on it in the sense of, you do need to take care of yourself. You do need to have time, to kind of be quiet, and that kind of like your devotional time,
right?
And really take care of yourself that way, and physically take care of yourself. Eat healthy and exercise, that kind of stuff. I think it can go a little bit too far to the point of hedonism, where my whole life is just to please me. And I need to love me and take care of me, and that's it. So I think there's really is a balance in that. You can't just completely forget self. It's that kind of balance, the fine line between humility, of being humble and thinking about others, or self-deprecating and obsessed with hating yourself.
Right.
So I think in this there's a balance.
Honestly, I am not seeing anyone on Instagram talking about hating themselves. To be honest, I'm not. What I see out there. And again, this is my touch with the secular world. If I look at Facebook, most of the stuff Facebook, people like to argue politics and talk about birthday parties. I don't see a lot of the stuff, and it's more people I'm connected with. Instagram is more people, I'm connected with because I'm a hiker, kayaker, a photographer, so I'm connected with those kind of people. So that I watch and I see I don't watch a ton of Insta stories, but when I do, there's some stuff in there that I like, okay, why are you guys saying this? And, it's just this constant obsession with, you've got to love yourself. And if you see it there are some hubs that are huge. I'm not even going to repeat them they're not people you need to follow or even know about, but they're enormous. And I'm saying tens of thousands of followers. You give them another year, they're going to have 100,000 or more followers, because people are gravitating to it left and right, because there's a constant promotion of self. It's a constant promotion of you're okay, love yourself, self-expression. I mean, the person who started this was mad at Instagram because they couldn't go nude on the page. So that's the person who started it, and feels like there should be such freedom. And it's very not, I would not say this is a happy person from different things that I've seen them write, but they're at that kind of I'm not saying the tip of the spear as far as promoting this kind of stuff, but I see a lot of it there. And then I'll see some of my friends who follow that page. I'll see their names pop up. Yeah, that's right. I can do what I got to love myself first. And okay, well, you love yourself first. You spend all your time on you. And then when you finally fill up with you, you're going to be okay to help someone else.
Yeah, it's that balance, kind of coming back to it of, and like we've talked about before, there has to be a balance in life, and sometimes that balance is going to be off. Sometimes we're taking care of family, that's the top priority, or maybe work is the top priority, or maybe it is, taking a break and having some time for ourselves, So, I mean, it is finding that balance, and I think we've, as a society, have gone to the complete other side and said, all I want to do is please me, and you need to love how I look and how I act and celebrate it to an extent.
Right.
And we can't call anything sin without being, called a bigot or, like being persecuted.
Right. Well, yeah, I would definitely agree with people don't like it when you call out their sin, but this whole self-love movement to me is way off the mark, because the Bible assumes you love yourself. Did you get up and clothe yourself today? Did you brush your teeth? Did you feed yourself? Yes, you did. Did you tend to seek your own comfort? Yes, you did. You know why? Because you already love yourself. Your problem is not love. This is what I found in life. A lot of people who talk about this, I need to love myself more, and they're upset about this and have, let's say, issues with their self-esteem, whatever it is, the reason they're upset is not that they don't love themselves. They're upset that other people don't love them as much as they already love themselves. Yeah. That's what the problem is. You don't love me as much as I already love me, therefore my self-esteem. Now, my attitude about the whole thing would be, look, God loves me. Not everyone's going to love me. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to live my life, and I'm going to focus on you, because I'm not going to focus on me. Because you want to see some unhappy people, you just put the focus on yourself all the time, day and night. Put the spotlight on you, and you're going to find a lot of unhappiness there. To me, happiness is, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you. I don't mind going and helping and doing something for someone else and letting somebody else have a good time. And I don't have to have the good time or be that front person. No, you guys have a good time. This is a great thing. You know, I'm happy about it.
Oh, yeah. I think as you're looking at other people and serving them, definitely, I think you find joy in that. And I think it's getting to that point. I think that's a hard point to eventually get to say, you know, you think what you want about me, but I'm going to like me, and I know God likes me, and I can move on. I think a lot of people struggle with getting to that maturity point and saying, yeah, I'm okay with me, and I'm happy that God loves me.
Yeah, I know. I guess I don't know how much I think about it, to be honest. Like, it's not a thought that really comes in. Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful when you're meeting new people, and, you know, don't give the whole unvarnished version of myself. You know, they're not ready for that. Yeah. They got to meet me a few times first for that. But, you know, I want to be considerate, you know, when I meet people, not being rude. But yeah, I guess I think people should go through life. I've always taught people this: walk into the room and assume people are going to like you. This doesn't have nothing to do with self-love. Just go into the room, assume they're going to like you. Why wouldn't they like you? They don't even know you. And what I found in life, most people that don't like you don't know you. Yeah. They don't even know who you are. Most people that made comments about me in my life are people who have never met me, never had a conversation with me, but they're the ones that are freest with their lips. The people that know me the best, they're not out there running around saying all this stuff. They would never say that stuff, right? Because they actually know you. So I don't get caught up in all the stuff. Yeah. But theologically, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with this. I have to love myself. So I have enough of a problem with it that one of my friends on Instagram put it up there the other day, that self-love. I wrote them, and they put it on an Insta story. And the nice thing about putting things on Insta stories on Instagram is you can comment on that. Like, you can comment on that, and it's not public. You can just comment on it as private. So I was glad they did that, because then I told them, I don't understand this. Like, I do not understand this counsel at all. You know, that you've just got to love yourself. I thought in the Bible we were told to love other people like we love ourselves. The assumption is we already do, right? And they answered. I mean, they had an answer for me on it, but I just challenged them on their thinking. Now, in the last 2 days, I've just seen them be back to cat pictures and stuff. I haven't really seen that rhetoric as much, but yeah, I don't get it. I just told him, I'm like, I don't get it.
Maybe you need more Bill selfies.
What's that?
You need more Bill selfies.
I never do Bill selfies. I never do them. Honestly, I have three Instagram pages. I rarely show up in any of my pages. Our biggest page that we have is called Venture _Vibe on Instagram. It's called Outdoors in Ohio. It doesn't have my name on it. It doesn't have my wife's name on it. It doesn't have any of our names on it. It's by far my biggest page. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm out there to promote the area and let you see. I do promote Jerry a lot. Like, she shows up in pictures a lot. Once in a while, I put a picture on myself so that the people who write to me realize they're not talking to the girl in the picture. Because the assumption is that you're going to be talking to the girl in the picture, because I'm so seldomly in the picture. So once in a while, I will throw myself in there just so people know, oh, there's a guy here too. You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking to me about hair product, that you're just realize, ladies, when you're talking to me, you're talking to a guy. Like, one lady I wrote to recently, and I just said, yes, my wife, blah, 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 blah. So she understands, oh, he's talking about his wife. This must be the husband, you know, so because I don't want people caught off guard by that, because I think it might be shocking. I put so many pictures of my wife up. So, and I'm all about putting her up. Like, I love Venture Vibe. I wrote up a blurb. It's going to be me. It's going to be about myself as a photographer, my wife, and whoever's with us. If you're in front of my lens, you are going to be part of Venture Vibe that day. And you all need to know that. Like, if you're out traveling around with me, you're probably going to show up in a picture. So that's just how it is, because it's just not about me. I find there's more happiness in that. I find there's more happiness in life. Not about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here for others. And I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And in that, you will find a lot of answers. The more you look at yourself, the more you try to love yourself, the more you try to pay attention, just focus on me, the less happy you're going to be.
Yeah, I think, as you pour out into the lives of other people, and I think that's, kind of a lost art sometimes is discipleship, of really pouring into somebody else's life that you can help. And you'll really see the transformation. That's one of the reasons I would tell people who want to do something in church, like youth ministry is a great place to start, because they will come back to you years later and have you in their wedding or, be a part of your life. And you'll be able to see that actual radical transformation of not really focusing solely on yourself, but pouring into others, and really pouring into your family, like the Bible says, if your family is your first ministry. And if you've lost that, then you've kind of lost the point of it, so yeah, really loving, others. And, I don't mind a selfie or two, but, but I see what you're saying.
Well, no, I think there's anything wrong with the concept, love yourself for, like, I would tell young people, you're wonderfully made. Mm-hmm. Some people, when you're younger, you think you're too thin, you think you're too fat, you think you're too tall, you think you're too short. We live in a society where people are made to feel like you have to look a certain way to be pretty. Mm-hmm. And so I understand from that perspective why the women, because, by the way, I can't think of a man that I've heard talk about self-love. You got to love yourself. I typically see this coming from the women. And I think there's more pressure on the women, to be honest, to look a certain way, which is sad. And it's unfortunate that we've created this society where people, feel like they have to. And Lindsay's shaking her head, our producer. I'm looking at her as the female in the room. So she's agreeing with me. There's too much emphasis on these things. And I think from some perspective, I would agree with, yes, you should love the way God made you. You should love the gifts God gave you. You should focus on, hey, God made me this way to do this. And I'm the way God made me to be, and find your contentment there. I don't know that that's exactly where they're going with this, because the most recent picture that I've seen advertising self-love was the woman in short shorts and a midriff, and the picture, you got to love yourself. This picture gets like beaucoup likes, way more likes than any other photo on that person's page, like way out there. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if you took a flattering picture of yourself and you put it out there because you want to say, I love myself, couldn't you have looked at the picture yourself and just say, dang, I look pretty good, and be content?
You could be, but I don't think that's going to happen.
But once you put it out there, this isn't about you loving yourself anymore. This is about everyone else loving you.
Yeah. Hundreds of people.
Right.
And I think you get that extra dopamine when, you get those likes that hit, and it's been like that on Facebook for the last 15, 20 years, of every time somebody gets a like or they get a thumbs up or whatever it is on Instagram, they get excited about that, of like, wow, somebody out there cares about me. I don't know, maybe they have a rough home life or something, and they absolutely need that. But I think, to an extent, I think guys are right there in it. I don't think they vocalize it as much, especially when you look at athletes, and how much they post selfies of themselves and looking for, critique me on my workout, or, what do you think about this, or, different poses. I think it becomes a self-obsession.
Then I'm going to take you right in. Then that's walking right into the door we're walking through. This is about pride. This is not about self-love. The Bible you do not see in the Bible talking about you, warning you that you don't love yourself enough. You see warning after warning after warning of pride. And what I would like to suggest is that when people put this up under the guise of self-love, that really this is just another form of pride. It's just another form of look at me, because you're not just taking the picture so you can look at yourself and critique yourself. I would have no problem with that. Like, I would have no problem. You put up a picture, hey, I was this shape, I was this condition. Then you put up another picture so you can monitor your own progress.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. I'll monitor my progress even as a moderator of Beautiful House Guys. I'll count, hey, how well have I done in these various weeks? I don't talk about it. I'm not going to post pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just for me to know how I'm doing. It's not for me to brag about it.
Yeah.
And I think some of it comes down to the bragging. I think some of it comes down, not everything, I'm not, like you said, occasional picture, no one's worried about. I'm saying I see this consistently, this concept. You've got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself. Yes. Like I said, from the perspective of, as this one woman wrote to me, well, Bill, you know, some of us are more overweight than we want to be. Some of us are more, you know, we're not where we want to be right now. We're trying to get in better shape. So we just say that so that we'll remind ourselves that we're okay like we are. That's what we mean by that. I'm like, okay, that's what you mean by that. I can go with that. But on other parts, I don't see it as that. I see the self-love movement as a self-pride movement.
Yeah. Now, I think that's one of the really hard things for most people today is where is that balance for pride, you know, of where it's okay to have a certain amount of pride in our family and ourself and everything, but where does that line go where it's too much? You know, what do you think on that?
I don't know. What I think on that, I think if you're doing something to encourage somebody, like if you're out running and you just put a picture, I'm running, it encourages people to run. I pick up motivation all the time by people who are like, oh, I went out and ran 6 miles a day or 7 miles. I think there's some things that are motivational. So I'll put out there, hey, I ran today. It's a good Insta story. It's something that's interesting. Hey, I was out there running today. I don't usually do selfies. I don't even look good enough to do selfies anyway, even if I wanted to. Like, it's just not my thing. So it's not a smart move, I don't think, on my part to do selfies. But I'll take pictures of the trail, and I have a whole thing called, you know, a view from a run. I think if you're encouraging other people and you're doing stuff that, hey, here's a place where you could be, here's a cool place, or you're just like making sport of yourself and having fun, I think that's appropriate. I think that there's some mental health issues out here where people are so addicted to themselves. They're constantly taking pictures of themselves with their shirt off to show you how good they look. You want to look good, look good. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. Do I have a problem if a guy wants to work on abs or if a guy wants to build up his chest or arms or if a woman wants to get in shape? Heck no, I commend it. I think it's great to be in shape. I think it's great to be fit. Those are awesome things. But when the purpose is pride, obviously there's not going to be much good that's going to come out of that.
Yeah. I think people just struggle overall of finding that line in their life,
right.
You know, of where is this sin, you know, and where is it, you know, this is okay. And I'm loving myself within the boundaries, or not even loving. I think, you know, recognizing that you're made in the image of God, that God loves you. Yeah, you may not be perfect. You may not be the ideal weight or the ideal clothing style you want or whatever, but God's okay with you. You know, He loves you, and you're okay with where you're at.
Right.
And I think we have to come back to that perspective instead of the whole, you know, love dynamic that it really gets messed up today.
I mean, as a person who's involved a lot, especially in Instagram, I mean, involved enough, like there's people that I actually, like, we have each other's phone numbers. Like we text each other and send pictures and, hey, here's what I saw today. Here's what's going on at the lake. Here's what, hey, let's get together. Hey, what's happening with this? I mean, to that degree, like I know people, I talk to people, I have 3 different pages. My take on it is this. I'm not going to worry. People get obsessed about how many likes they get. In fact, it's so bad now that people hide their like counts because they're embarrassed that Instagram is taking a dive. So as Instagram takes a dive, their pictures get less. Well, they're used to getting 300-400 likes. Now they get 100 or 200, or if they're used to getting 100, now they get 50. Then they feel bad about that. And so they hide it so you can't know what the like count is. My attitude is, did I like what I did? Did I have fun? That's what matters. It's a memory for me. I'll put up pictures that I know aren't going to go anywhere because it's a good memory for me to look at in the wintertime. Oh, yeah, that was cool. I was out with so-and-so and so-and-so, and we were paddling, and we had fun. The fun and the adventure is the memorable part. I'm never going to remember. You can't ask me on a picture, hey, Bill, how many likes did that picture get? I don't remember. What did you do? Oh, yeah. Hey, we launched here. We had a blast. It was great weather, and we had fun, and we went out for pizza. That's the kind of stuff. I'm going to remember the adventure, not how many likes I got on the picture. So I'd rather live for the adventure and live to experience, as God says, you know, enjoy life, be happy and do good. I'd rather live for that adventure. Yeah, I'll take a photo of it and I'll put it on there. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, great. It doesn't matter to me. I had one picture up I thought it was cool. I was nice. I told my wife she was beautiful in a photo I put up. It got like 50 likes. The other post I had up before that got like 200 and whatever. You know, so, poor Jerry. But, you know, honestly, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Because I just look at it like, who cares?
Well, I think
one post is great. One post doesn't look. I guess I've come to that point in life. I'm not saying I was always there. I think I've come to that point. I just don't care.
Well, I think it's a different time in our culture of it. I'm sure you remember it, of those big binders that we used to have that you would open up and actually like print pictures and slide them in, and they'd have the little clear pages, and so you could actually like photo albums.
Yeah.
And and look at these things back in the day. They're really big in the 80s. And but now, like, I don't have to share my photo album with you that's at home that's, weighs 10 pounds. Like, you just go on Instagram and you can see it. You can see their adventures and you get to see all that kind of stuff. And, some of the bummer is I went to a gym this last week out of town, and just to be able to talk with the owners and one of the coaches that was there, I wasn't able to put that all on Instagram, but just they were Christians and they loved God, and just a blessing it was to be around these people was fantastic, but it's like you're saying, you look at the picture and you remember that adventure, you remember being there and the fun of it all.
Right. I think that we need to get it again. If we're just question, I'm not saying, I'm just asking a question. If we're obsessing over the numbers, are we obsessing over ourselves? Are we again right back to square one of, why don't we think about, it's like the guy I talked to you ages ago. Well, I didn't get enough cards. My question is, how many cards did you send? What are you doing? Stop worrying about what everyone's doing for you. What are you doing for others? And just find your contentment in that. Now, I do value support. I do value loyalty. Like, if I'm close with someone, do I want them supporting me there? Do I want to see their name showing up? Yeah. You know why? Because my name's going to show up on yours. Because I will support you in what you do. And I do want my close-knit group. Yes, I do value the support. Yeah. That you're going to support me and I'm going to support you. But that to me is friendship. I mean, that's not just about self-love. I mean, that to me is just what being a friend is. You support, you're loyal, they're loyal. You support them, because I definitely, and I mean doggedly, there are accounts I will absolutely support every day. And I have a whole list of them that you put in your favorites. I will go through and I will make sure that they're going to consistently get my support on a regular basis, unless they do something really dumb. If they have a dumb picture, then they don't get my like. But some of these pictures are dumb. I'm like,
don't post dumb pictures.
Don't put. No, they're photo hubs. I'm saying at this point they're just photo hubs. I'm not gonna like every photo the photo hub does, because some of it I'm like, that's just a really bad picture. That picture should not be up there. Yeah. But no, I try to just be that person. Like, if I'm someone I'm traveling around with you and I'm seeing, you are going to get that support from me. But this whole thing again about the self-love, I think is something that I think we have to check our thinking from time to time. Some people I see are obsessed with themselves. Some people not so much. You know what I'm saying? They're great at showing the adventure. They're great at showing what's out there. There's one account in Ohio. I mean, they've got over 20,000 followers. And all they do is take their kid around to these different parks here in Northeast Ohio and just say, hey, here's where the stairs, here's a bathroom, here's whatever. And they just talk about that kind of stuff. And people enjoy that. I don't think they're really obsessed with themselves. I think they just like to get out there and kind of show you what's going on. And that's the kind of stuff that I appreciate. Yeah. It's just show me what's going on. Show me where places are, so I can learn from that. I can kind of go there and enjoy that too. I would like sharing the experience I think I'm all for that. Share the experience, share what you're doing. I like you seeing what people are doing. But yeah, the obsession with self and the self-love, and you just got to love yourself. Again, I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't see it relentlessly. I see this over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, no, I think we should need to focus on other people. Let other people focus on you, because the Bible says, don't let your own lips praise you. What's the difference in today's media culture? What's the difference of my own lips praising me or me putting that picture up? I'm saying people do it repeatedly all the time, not once in a while. I'm saying all the time. What's the difference? Right?
Yeah.
You're saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's the same thing as saying, let somebody else praise you. Let somebody else put your picture up. Let somebody else, that's the way I would rather look at it. Yeah. No, I'll take care of you. You'll never find Jerry doing selfies ever, but you'll see her all over my page. I'll post her. She'll never post herself. It's just not her way. Anyway, things to think about. Watch the self-love movement. Hope you guys all have a great and an awesome week.